Welcome to Focus Gaming News, and today we have with us Peter Nolan, who's currently a strategic advisor at Digitain and a man with a wealth of experience in the industry. Peter, thank you for joining us. How are you? How are things there?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Enjoying the wet weather here in north of England. Been raining for 4 days, but apart from that, it's okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, just to begin with, could you tell us a little bit about your background and the experience that you have in the industry?
Yeah, I've been working online since 1999, so I'm probably a bit of what's called a veteran, I think, I have to say. Before that, I worked in retail betting with Ladbrokes. I joined sort of a special group in 1999 to launch Ladbrokes' first online venture out of Gibraltar, and we obviously had English and Spanish, also a Chinese version when we were in Gibraltar. The law changed and we came back to the UK, and I became head of operations for Ladbrokes, and we built up the ladbrokes.com site, added a number of other channels and other categories like casino and poker. And around 2004, I joined Sky Bet as operations director, and I helped develop that business from a fairly small business to significant size. I did developed sportsbook on interactive television, developed sportsbook on WAP and mobile, etc. And that was really a great experience, a great team. 2010, I set up my own business as an iGaming solutions as a consultant, and I've worked for a number of operators during this time, including Betfair, 188Bet. I worked in Brazil on a business called Suaposta, where we set up an online horse racing service, 24/7 legal, working for a Spanish company called Dairy, and obviously lots of other things in between. And I've been working, I started working with Digitain, one of my first clients in about 2011, when they were quite small and focused on B2C. And I've obviously kept in touch with them since then, and they asked me to do some more for them early in the year, and then asked me to join them as a sort of more permanent strategic advisor, which I've been doing since May this year, and enjoying it as well. So that's quite a quick run through, really.
Excellent, and yes, a wide range of experience, and most recently a lot of experience in seeing the online industry grow and develop in recent years. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do for Digitain now as a strategic advisor?
Well, I've helped the management board with research, with help putting the strategy together, and general if there's pieces of work they need to do in looking at whether it be opportunities, business development opportunities. I will have a look at those and give my appraisal of the value of the opportunity. I also work closely with the head of marketing on marketing strategies for B2C. And I've also picked up quite a lot of public relations activity, also helping them doing some blogs and articles for people like yourself, your good selves. So a mixed bag, and it's keeping me busy. It's quite a good company to work for. I like the people very much. As I said, I've been on there for quite a long time, and we get on quite well.
Yeah. And the opportunities you mentioned, what would you say the big opportunities for the online sector at the moment? Are there sort of key themes that you think are going to be important looking forward?
I think on a sort of global scale, obviously everyone's really excited about America and the US and the valuations of the incredible media and operator deals that are going on. It'll be interesting to see how these pan out. There's only been one successful media operator deal probably in the last 10 years. And that took a long time to get going, which was Sky Bet. And as part of that journey. They were very successful and obviously worked very close. So it's by no means an easy challenge. Lots of different silos with different objectives in these media businesses and operating and bookmaking or betting businesses. But they seem to have some of the numbers they're getting already is quite extraordinary. The profit's not quite there yet. They're spending a lot of money on acquisition. So America will obviously be a focus for international players as well as US-based players. Elsewhere, as Latin America is obviously interesting to people. I worked in Brazil for a couple of years myself. That's a sleeping giant. If it's also some big numbers coming out of there at the moment. If it becomes legalized, it'll be even stronger. And generally, some good countries in Latin America with some good regulations starting to emerge as well. In Africa, obviously, it's a numbers game, and that's obviously seen as an opportunity for people to grow and develop businesses there. There's going to be, I think, some consolidation. So, costs and cost savings. You tend to get cycles of development when things are going bad. You get developments to improve cost controls. When things are going well, you get developments to grow the business. I think we're going through a cycle of probably more consolidation, more cost controls in order for companies to be competitive. And some markets, extremely, like the UK, it's extremely competitive, extremely expensive to make money, and obviously we've seen a lot of consolidation in the last couple of years. I suppose that could continue. Regulation is going to be a challenge as more countries get regulated, I think, and the impact of more awareness of the impact of responsible gambling, more overheads associated with delivering effective responsible gambling, looking at people in the UK are looking at VIP strategies and what's going to be permissible and not, or permissible and not. And you can see what starts maybe in the UK will emerge into the regulated markets at some point, or some version of that, as social responsibility becomes more important. So it's a mixed bag. I think obviously sport will continue to be the major attraction in terms of delivering customers into sportsbook. We saw during the beginning of COVID, esports and virtual sports seeing growth, obviously because of a lack of alternatives of live sports. But nevertheless, I think esports will continue to grow. Still, some people make wild boasts about it. I think it's got a lot of work to do, but it's certainly an interesting area for future growth, I think.
Yeah. And with that increase in competition, how important is it to continue to develop the product on sports books in particular, to continue to develop sports books, and how has Digitain kept up with those challenges?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to keep. I mean, obviously, Digitain is a B2B supplier, and a lot of how they're driven is customer requirements and what they're looking for. So you get a lot of developments which are as a result of customer feedback. I think COVID is a good example of where you needed to quickly reassess your product roadmap, look at what was on there and review it given the lockdown and the impact of that. So Digitain, obviously their own technology and their own sports betting teams and traders, in a good position to sort of pivot. And we pivoted quite quickly to develop our own sports product, streamed sports product with professional table football players. And we set up a league, and that's been very popular with our partners. That was started from scratch and delivered around April, May. We also added a lot of virtual products, a lot of virtual suppliers, I think 4 or 5 different virtual suppliers, as well as adding a couple of esports suppliers, as well as developing our own esports product. So I think it's just, you have to be flexible, and you have to be ready to listen to your customer requirements, your partner requirements, and deliver those. And I think being not some of the B2B suppliers are like oil tankers. They're so big, so many moving parts, or so many complicated relationships. It's difficult to change direction. Whereas we're in a position of being a bit more mobile. We own our own technology. We've got a good technology team based in Yerevan of 700 developers and people associated with IT. So we're in a position, although with not as big in terms of number of customers, to pivot quickly and to be flexible and to give some be able to differentiate the service to different customers.
And finally, you mentioned your involvement in recent marketing campaigns for Digitain. What do you think of the sort of challenges in marketing at the moment, and so what are the things that you've taken into account and borne in mind in the recent campaigns?
I mean, from my point, it's interesting being involved in B2C marketing in the past, when managing different businesses and different departments. But B2B marketing is a different challenge, I've found, and an interesting one. We obviously, there's not everyone wants to swap out a platform very often, or new platform opportunities. So a lot of the development is existing clients and giving them improved service, improved development. For new clients, as well as offering a platform, we offer flexibility where we can plug in just a sportsbook through an API, which is a fully functioning sportsbook with its own functionality. So we don't necessarily have to wait till a client wants a new platform and new verticals. We can say, look, we can give you these verticals quickly integrated through our own API, and you get the full support, whether it be a turnkey solution or a managed service. If you want us to do the trading, we can take a lot of the risk out of sportsbook for them, given the experience we've got. So we had a campaign recently. Actually, we got a campaign where we're promoting our sportsbook API because we think there's a potential appetite. Our last campaign followed on from COVID, and again from inquiries from potential customers, and that was focused on operators who are not online at the moment, who would be land-based, such as casinos or bingo operators, or even small bookmakers, because obviously with COVID, the impact on their traffic, their foot traffic, and their business was highly detrimental. So to offer them a quickly implemented casino solution, which could help them leverage their brand online, help them both protect their existing business and also grow their business, was an interesting opportunity. Some people need to be sold on the opportunity. We hold their hand while they take the jump. We can smooth out some of the unknowns for them, because we've got experience in that. So that's been quite successful in terms of attracting people who perhaps had no intention of going online, but really to mitigate the impact of future lockdowns, or future impacts on live sport, or future impacts on their customers being able to come out to the casinos. As you know, in the UK now, from Thursday, all the casinos and bet shops will be closed. Online obviously will benefit to some extent, but a lot of customers are not familiar in retail with going online still. So there's a challenge there, and that's two recent campaigns where we, if you like, again followed we have a campaign strategy, but we know what's going to be marketing for months to come. But in both those cases, we reacted to how we see our business being developed. We saw some opportunities coming through for API Sportsbook, and so we're pivoting on the strategy to talk about that. And before the COVID example, we reacted to people coming to us and asking, and then there was a theme of land-based businesses looking to mitigate the situation. Okay.
Yeah, excellent. Well, fantastic. Thank you, Peter, for joining us, for your time. It's been fantastic to get some insights from you and the work at Digitain. So thank you very much for your time, and we will hope to have you with us again sometime soon.
Anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes.